Moderator. Good afternoon, and thank you for the privilege of speaking to the General Assembly. Many of you will know that 9th of May this year marked Christian Aid's 80th birthday. The Church of Scotland, and Reverend Doug Lister in particular, were instrumental in the founding of Christian Aid. A story I was so pleased to read in the recent Life and Work publication. In case any of you aren't familiar with that story, Rev Lister was serving as an army chaplain in Germany at the end of the war, when he saw firsthand the suffering of the German people and the refugees in Europe. When the British government was disinclined to offer support because it was too politically difficult, he wrote and asked the Scottish churches. Working alongside other churches across Britain and Ireland, war-weary people, still on rations, took on the task of feeding the hungry in Europe, an enormous act of witness. That appeal, the forerunner of Christian Aid Week, raised £80,000, the equivalent of £3 million today. Rev Lister was subsequently minister at both Inverurie and Largo, which I know continue powerfully to heed Jesus' call to love our global neighbour, and have held the Christian Aid Week service with Temwa, one of our colleagues from Malawi, who was able to travel because of your generous support. So I know that the Church of Scotland very much feels like Christian Aid is part of your DNA, and that's lived in your work. You've stood steadfastly alongside us across the years. You've supported our development and humanitarian work. You've amplified many of our advocacy calls and even made them your own. And you've partnered with us to promote Christian Aid's work across the parishes of Scotland. You've continually stressed that we are your agency. In one voice, we've talked about fair trade, gender justice, HIV, tax justice, drop the debt, trade justice, peace building with partners across IOPT. And today, you stand with us against the climate crisis and in the face of acute humanitarian suffering from Gaza to Ukraine, from Myanmar to Sudan. You stand alongside us and alongside the world's poorest. Thank you. This is what true partnership looks like. We go out of our way to work together, to support each other in the work that we do. We're so grateful for the privileged access and unwavering support you give us. We don't take it for granted. I know that even in the faces of changes in the Church of Scotland nationally and locally, we have continued to work together at all levels. We're also extremely grateful for the support of moderators. Huge thanks to the Very Reverend Dr. Shaw Patterson for your support during your moderatorial year. And thank you to this year's moderator, the Right Reverend Rosemary Frew, for your lifelong support for Christian Aid and for committing to promoting us over the course of your moderatorial year, speaking about our work in the churches you visit. To mark the start of your year as the moderator of the General Assembly, one of my wonderful colleagues, Charlie, volunteered her time to make this stole. It's a wearable token of our partnership and the support you've extended to Christian Aid throughout your life and ministry. Moderator, may I present you with this stole now?
Thank you. That's lovely. Thank you.
I know the theme of this year's assembly is extravagant love from Ephesians 3:18. I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all the Lord's holy people, to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ. One of the things that's most inspiring about our partnership with the Church of Scotland, the church nationally and in parishes around the country that are giving, acting and praying for our work year-round, is their love for and interest in the global church. Here are just some of the things we've done together in the past couple of years. You held a moderator's reception at Holyrood Palace as a chance to thank long-standing organisers, engage with new ministers, and bring key church stakeholders together. we issued several Scottish faith leaders' statements, including a statement on making polluters pay, a joint moderator archbishop statement ahead of COP28, a joint faith leaders and scientific leaders response to the Scottish Government's decision to withdraw its 2030 climate targets. We've held monthly prayers for peace for the work in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories, and hosted a roundtable for our church leaders when 4 Middle Eastern partners were over. We are a huge advocate for climate justice, which is perhaps the most urgent issue of our age. You invited us to stand alongside you in the House of Lords conversation on South Sudan, the world's worst and most underreported humanitarian crisis. St. Giles generously hosted Saturday's anniversary service. You're co-hosting 3 General Assembly fringe events with us. You support and amplify our comms, as well as publishing regular articles in Life and Work. Moderators do a fundraising challenge for us each year, as well as writing prayer for us. Who can forget Sally and Fiona's New Year's swim in the North Sea? Rather them than me. The Heart and Soul Swing Band, wonderful concerts for us, and you're a founding partner of our Faith Will Legacy campaign. And through this, you've raised more than £1 million, supporting all our key appeals, from Christian Aid Week to Gaza, from Christmas to our recent Myanmar appeal. This is why coming to speak to the church in Scotland is so inspiring. I'm very fortunate that as part of my job, I get to go and visit the communities we serve and the programs we run together. I can tell you, the support you give is truly transformative. From visiting humanitarian programs in East Africa, to empowering women and children in remote communities by providing access to clean water, to a women's cooperative in Burundi creating sustainable palm oil, to meeting and inspiring Dalit rights campaigners in India. Please don't underestimate the phenomenal difference your support makes. Time and again, I hear from communities, it's not just the programmatic help they value. They treasure in their hearts the knowledge that they are not forgotten, that you love them, pray for them, and advocate for them. This love and partnership gives them real hope. It's why we say we are united by hope. So thank you for all you do for Christian Aid and the world's poorest and most marginalised. Please continue in that partnership with us as we seek to eradicate the scandal and injustice of extreme poverty. Thank you.